Hey guys, Psychic here, and welcome back to another episode of Antimatter Chemistry with me. Hello. Last episode, we ended off with trying to make the quantum quarry in an effort to possibly not have to worry about dimensional shards anymore, which I have unfortunately learned it don't work. And I will show y'all. One, it uses a ton of energy, and I'm not happy about that. But I did put it over here in the floor because I was like, oh, it look cool. It has these little sparkles and stuff. But I let it run for just a little bit. How many things? It mined 46,236 blocks. And none of it has ever dimensional shards. And I have a feeling it's because I researched dimensional shards again after a little bit. And you can only find them in dimensional places. Dimensional dimensions. And the quantum quarry has its own kind of dimension, so I don't think it would know how to do that. But I did get a bunch of, like, flowers and melons and stuff, but I'm not gonna run it because, I think I'll show you. Turn it on. This immediately drains, that immediately drains. That hasn't yet. That has. And now that one's going. So it takes a while because these batteries have a lot of RF in them, and I can have it go like that for a little bit, but it's just not worth it in the long run. Because it's not doing exactly what I needed it to do, and a lot of the stuff that I have in here ore-wise, I have a ton of already. This would only be helpful for me to get, like, various plants, but because I have access to an overworld here, it is just not useful. So I'm gonna... If I take this off... Okay, it's still off. So that's good, because I have redstone mode on. Okay. So this is now just our fancy decoration. It could be used in the future. It's just not something I'm too worried about, but yeah. So I couldn't use this for the dimensional shard, so what I ended up doing was having to actually automate a little bit. And I think last episode we went over it a little bit, but I have added to it. Yeah, I don't remember where I left off. I think we went over these three things. If not, this makes the ammonium... This is just to make things, like, dissolve faster. I can just leave it in this chest. And then this makes the... whatever that red stuff is. Ammonium dichromate. And this is how I've been making that part of how to make the... Why isn't in my list? Dimensional shards. The other half is the gadolinium, which I have been making by combining, because I had a ton of sulfur. I don't have a ton anymore. But I had a ton of sulfur because of the loot, because I've been doing these chests. I have thousands of them because of my that thing, mob killer. So I just, like, open a full inventory's worth every once in a while. I think that's how I was getting all that sulfur. But I was combining, because sulfur and sulfur make germanium, and then 2 germanium make the gadolinium, because 16, 32, 64. So I've been throwing it over here into the fusion casing, and what I've been doing is I put it in this chest, I mark which one I wanted to pull out, so I did germanium recently, and it'll put it in here, I think 8 at a time, and then go. And I had to do this filter, because if I put the sulfur in here straight, it would then start combining sulfur and germanium and giving me stuff that I didn't want. So, it is a little annoying to have to go through there, and I'm sure there's a better way to do it. I also am sure, to some degree, I'm supposed to have multiple of these fusion and fission stuff, but I don't. Past that, so that's how I've been making the gadolinium. I will also say, to make a ton of this ammonium dichromate, you do need a lot of hydrogen, nitrogen, and chromium. So the hydrogen, which is actually what I've been struggling the most with, which you wouldn't believe, but I've been doing this weird little cube over here. I think I've showed you guys this before, because this is where I have my phytogenic insulator. And most recently, I've been using it to make pumpkins. And the reason I've been doing that is because pumpkins break down into cucurbitacin. Yeah. You get a 50% chance of getting that, and that gives you 44 hydrogen per one of those. And what I've also been trying to do is I've been trying to actually lower my oxygen production, because I have too much oxygen. If we go into here, I have this completely full. I have 65,000. I had to transfer stuff over here, which has 23,000. I think oxygen is what I have the most of. Yeah, I have 89,000, and I also have 76,000 carbon. Is too much. But I'm not going to throw it away because we're going to need it later. But I was trying to get a lot more hydrogen without having to do that, because I've been doing the melon, the pumpkin stuff, not for too long. My main production has been just by gathering water, which I don't remember if I showed you guys that, but we're going to talk about it again. I'm going to put 5 in here. But this atomizer makes the water into this, and now I have it pumped into this chest, so I have a ton of water. It just also gives me a ton of oxygen in the thing. And also, I have a bunch of mineral salt. And you might be wondering, why? I've had it abandoned over here for so long, I haven't needed mineral salt. All the stuff that it gives is not stuff that I care about. And that's because in this first thing, you need it to make singularity. You need 20,000 per singularity. Even though we're not quite there yet, I figured I'd get a little bit ahead in that production. I'm probably going to have to amp this up by quite a bit, because I only have 2 running at the moment, which is not a lot. But I do have the water going, at least. And that's not all the mineral salt I have. I've been collecting it over here as well. So far I have 6,962, which is still not enough, but at least it's going. It's time that I don't have to worry about later. But this is how I've been getting all of my hydrogen. Now, the next one was nitrogen, because I was struggling on getting that. What I was doing for a while for the nitrogen was... Let me remind myself. I was getting nitrogen through... something. Caffeine. I was getting it through caffeine, because caffeine is also one of the things you can get into the loop, but also it's really easy. You can get 100% caffeine per cocoa bean. So I was using the phytogenics thing to get cocoa beans as well. But then I learned that there is just a nitrogen collector from Nuclear Craft that just pumps nitrogen constantly. And it's not difficult to make. We were able to get beryllium pretty easily from... I think we just had a bunch of it because... Yeah, I just had a bunch of it in the system already. And then you just make advanced plating buckets, and we've done that before. And I just did the basic one because it produces 50 micro buckets. Is that... Yeah, micro buckets per second, and I don't need that much, and it's actually produced so much that I had to turn the machine off. I have this not connected to the import bus because now I have 13,000 nitrogen, and I don't need any more right now. I will be turning it on in the future again, but I don't need it right now. So then the last thing I needed was this chromium. And chromium, I can either get through, like, you know, the fission, fusion, stuff like that, but I was like, what is the easiest way for me to get it otherwise? Because otherwise it's emeralds, and I actually don't have any emeralds or an easy way to get it. And the first thing that popped up is this potassium dichromate, which is just orange dye. And because of our fancy little quantum quarry over there, I was actually able to get orange tulips, and I put that into the phytogenic system as well, and I produced a bunch of orange tulips. I threw it over into the pulverizer to get the dye, and that's how I got a bunch of that. That's also why I have so much potassium. But that's how I was getting a bunch of the chromium, so I have a bunch of that in there now as well. So that's what I've been doing off camera. I've also been mining in between because this... Again, like I said, so this is technically faster as long as you have the materials behind you to do it. So if I was producing more water or more hydrogen and stuff like that faster, then this wouldn't be a problem. But because I'm dumb and want to keep everything down to one machine, this has taken longer to do. So while this is going, I realized I can do chunk loading. Which I don't know if I was able to do that before. For some reason, I don't remember it, but I was able to do chunk loading. So I kept this chunk loaded. I would go into the dimensional dimension and mine at the same time, so that way I would be able to get enough of it. So actually, if we go into here, I have enough of the Wyvern Fusion injectors. I did not claim the quest because I put one down every time, so give me a second. Oop, there we go. And I made 9 of them because one of you warned me that even though the quest is for 7, I will actually need 9 pretty quickly. So yay, that completes that quest. That's going to give me a loot crate that I don't care about. Well, actually, I do care about that. Wait, I do need that desperately. Let's put you in the oxygen. Okay, so the next thing it wants us to do is to make an awakened draconium block. And this is going to make 4 at a time. And for this one, you do only need 7. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the draconic cores and a dragon heart, and then 4 draconium blocks. So let's go ahead and make that. Now, I do believe, if I did my math correctly, I need 880 of these dimensional shards just to complete this chapter. And I was waiting because I was going to show you guys just the crafting process that I've been doing. Because I just have this one saved. I have not changed it from the dimensional shards and I just throw them in here. And you get 16 per craft, because it eats 4 but gives 20. And then theoretically, that should be enough for me to finish this chapter. And I really hope it is, because I don't use it to make anything else other than the draconium ingots at the moment. I haven't been warned about anything else. We will see, but we're going to make a ton of these. I should have enough of the purple glowstone and the draconium. I can make a ton more purple glowstone if not. But let's just focus on making what it... So I need... Let's just make a stack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I need 4 of those, and then I needed 5... 1, 2, 3, 6 of these cores. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay, and that even left us with a little extra. We left with 4. I mean, I still have a lot more dimensional stuff in here, so don't worry about it. I know I'm going to be using it. So then, I need a dragon heart, which I do have a ton of dragon hearts, but I know I put one in here. I think the rest of them are in that chest over there. And then this is going to take a lot of energy, I believe. But this is all full. Because it does say it takes 350,000 RF, where I believe just making these took 256,000. So it's almost more than 10 times the amount of energy. So we're about to find out if we could do this. Okay, I'm going to look at it one more time. 6 of those and a dragon heart, and then we put those in the middle. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hello? Hey, stop that. 4, 5, 6. And then we go in here. Pedestal. Oh, I put it in the wrong one. The whole point of me being here. Okay. Now, did y'all reset? Single mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this should work even though it's one above. Yay! Fusion crafting. Okay, okay, okay. Start. Don't electrocute myself. Alright. That's immediately drained. That's immediately drained. That's immediately drained. Y'all should be draining. Where are you getting energy from? It's a 0% charging. Oh, these have to be fully charged before it even... Okay. So some of these... This is going to take a moment. Alright. This is going to take... Because these have to be... Okay. I understand. I hate it, but I understand. It's weird that it's not pulling out of these. Are these not connected in the... I don't think I have these connected in the back. That would make sense. Does that help? That now says 1. There we go. Okay, those weren't connected in the back. These need to be connected down. That way it could just... It has the opportunity. The way I have this set up is so stupid. But that'll at least do that, so that'll help. Ooh, it's a 1%. It's a 1%. We've been here for 60 seconds, that's 1%. Okay, I'm gonna go do something else. Just for a minute. Okay, so while we let that charge, I didn't realize that was gonna take so long, otherwise I would have probably jumped on that 10 minutes ago. The next thing it's gonna want are these awakened cores. So that's going to use the draconium ingots that we're crafting now. It's also going to need nether stars and 4 wyvern cores, which we all learned takes 20 ingots of the draconium ingots each. So we do need more of that, and I do need nether stars, and we're going to have to do that twice, because if we look at the extreme crafting table, we're going to need 2. Now also, I'm going to come back here and claim that, because why wouldn't I? Put that trophy away, because they scared me. So we're going to get the material needed for that while we wait. So I do know I need 2 nether stars. I should have a ton. Not worried about that. Next thing I'm going to need... I need 4 of these each. I need 4 of those each. So let's just make all of the draconium. Ooh, what did I run out of? Purple glowstone. I need more purple. So how was I making purple? Ooh, I don't have enough purple. This is gonna be a problem. Okay, This is the opposite problem. So I have a ton of glowstone. I didn't have enough purple. I have a ton of lapis, so I just need more red, which means I need more tulips. I could use tulips. I think I was using beets before. I was using something to get red. But that's fine. So I just need more phyto grow. Ooh, I'm out of rich slag. How was I making rich slag? I was using... You can use sand and like ardite ore, gold ore. Well, the gold ore requires cinnabar. I don't know if I have... Do I have any cinnabar? I don't have any cinnabar. I gotta make cinnabar. I don't have that. I can make it through mercury sulfide, which is sulfide and mercury. Well, I have that. I have a little bit of that. How do you... Mercury. Mercury, I guess is the better way to pronounce that. I don't know why I've always pronounced it Muir. That's the wrong way around. Nope. How do I make you? Okay. So that'll give us cinnabar, and then we can use cinnabar with gold ore, nickel. We want gold ore. Do I have enough gold ore? I don't have any in there, but do I have any in here? Been mining a lot. Yes! Okay, cool. So we got gold ore. I just need to craft that. It's not going to give me a lot, but it's going to give me something, because I just need 4. I just need 4 of the rich slag. That's all I need. I've been doing this a lot, too, because I need the phyto grow. I just didn't make a lot at a time, because I wasn't using it. The phyto grow goes pretty far. When you make this flux phyto grow, darn, it makes a lot of stuff, which is great, because that's what I need. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then I throw this into the induction smelter, and then I think that's only a 75% chance of giving me the rich slag, but I just need 4, so if it could just keep trucking. Look, 2 out of 2. 3 out of 3? Are we gonna hit 4 out of 4? Yes, perfect. Okay. I make this. That gives me a stack, and then I do have to charge it, which unfortunately I'm using a lot of power. But that seems to be unaffected. This is eating this pretty slowly, I think. So this is 2 million RF per, and what did I said I needed like 360. Do I have enough ability? It's a 7%. So 2 minutes? How long has it been? 4 minutes? I don't keep track. I might have to cut while I let that charge, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. I just was hoping that this would be enough, but I didn't think about it. How much does the core take? Core only takes 9 million. I'm wondering if it's because it gives so much of the draconium ingots that it requires 350 million. I mean, I am making 4 blocks at a time. I guess that's fair. Okay. Got 5 of the phyto grow. This is a process that I have to go through constantly. This one, like, I know there's a better way to automate all this. I just don't. So we'll have to let that go. Do you have power still? Yes. You are still collecting water and stuff. And then this will go, and then I'll get enough flowers that I'll grind down to make red, and then I'll be able to make purple, and then we'll be able to go from there. So I'm going to do a very quick pause while I'm just kind of letting everything simmer. Okay, and things have simmered. We are at 99%. I did make some more of these petrified fuel generators in between because I cut my time in half because it has been 45 minutes. So it would have taken longer otherwise, but I got that and we're at 99%. It's almost ready. I'm so excited. Because I don't know if I'll have to ever do this again. If I do, I'll make more of those. Ooh, it's doing its thing. Yay. Wah! Okay, we're good. I just fell a little bit. Got too excited. Forgot how to fly. And boop! Yay! We did it! That felt like it took forever. It drained all of these cells, which I actually now have to say to put in energy again, just so they're back up. It drained all of the cells that I had, and then I was sitting here and I did the math, and based on just waiting for these three, I think I hit 20%. And I was just waiting for these three, and I did the math. I was like, well, how much longer is it going to take? It said, but I was going to take an hour. I was like, I have to cut this somehow. So I made some more of these petrified fuel generators. We've done this all together before, so I'm not going to go depth in it. But I got the rest of the wyvern cores that we needed because I just needed the red dye from the tulips. Went ahead and did that. Made this double compressed crafting table, which is just crafting tables compressed. And some of these diamond lattices, which is just some diamonds. Because that's going to come up. So that has completed that quest. That gives me another loot crate, which gives me mending moss. I did not need that, but thank you. Now that is going to go into the Coal of Dragons, so we need to make an awakened core. So that's another star, some of these ingots, and then the wyvern core. So now we have 36 ingots, which is great. Now each of these cores says it's only going to take 9 million energy. Which, if I did my math right, that should only take like a minute to charge instead of an hour. So let's go ahead and do that. Now that is through the wyvern tier. All right, 1, 2, 3, 5 ingots, and then 4 of these. So let's do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then I should just put in another star. Yep, that charges a lot faster. There we go. Oh, that's better. Okay, and we'll do that twice, because I need 1 for the quest, but then I need 2 for the actual extreme crafting table. So let's get that going. So that's at 37% already, and I could probably make it faster by grabbing some of these and just slapping them up there, because these are already almost full. It's weird how this, like, gets priorities for stuff. In my mind. But that should help. A little bit. 82, 83, 84, 85. It's going, it's going, it's going. I wish I could, because, like, you could put stacks on there, but it doesn't stack how many it makes at a time. It still does the 1 at a time. It just leaves the stack on there. So you could start the next process immediately, but in my head, I want it to go faster. Crafting. And boop. That's 1. Alright, let's make the other one just real quick. And I'm only doing it like this because I like to be fancy. Throw that in there and start that, and we'll let that go for just a second. I'm going to put the rest of these ingots away because I'm scared of them. What else can we even make with these? Can make reactor stabilizer frame. That makes me scared that something might explode. Draconic energy core, draconic flux capacitor, and then a awakened item disilocator. Whatever those may be. Oh yeah, there is a draconic reactor core. I remember that makes a lot of energy if I remember correctly, but I've never made one before. And I'm a little scared to think about it. Chaotic core. I hope I don't need that for anything. I don't think I do. I'm just gonna put that away. You almost done? Yep. Yes. So I could take these off because you're not needed anymore. Where did I grab you? I think you're the one that belongs here? No, you were not, but that's okay. Input, output, input. Yeah, that makes sense. Grab that. Okay. I'm gonna put this one back, and then we're gonna go craft the actual extreme crafting table, and then we will be done with this chapter. Yay! Alright, come in here, and then this, and then... What did I miss? Oh, the actual crystal matrix. I've made the diamond lattices. I needed to actually make that, because I had enough of the diamonds. So I needed 6 of those, and then extreme crafting table. Yay, we completed the quest. Does that mean we completed the chapter? Is it going to say anything? Yay, chapter complete! Woo! Okay. And then we don't actually get a reward for that, but that's okay. I guess the reward is we finished the chapter. So now we have finally entered the final chapter. So we've gone through 6 chapters. It's been so long. We're in the final chapter, and this is actually going to get more into antimatter stuff. So I don't know if I'll actually ever need to touch that again, and I might. But we'll see. But now we have this extreme crafting table, which does not require energy, and that's great.
Oh, it takes forever to break. That makes sense.
Okay. So now I have to decide where I'm going to put this, because I originally was thinking I could put all of the extreme crafting into the house, because this is not decorated. I have a bed in here. I did that recently. That was off camera. But this is a relatively empty house. However, all of my stuff is in there. So unless I somehow, I don't know, I haven't really thought too far into it, because I could also just straight up put the crafting table here. It's not going to be the end of the world. Because this is going to start getting into, we need to collect neutron, we need singularities, need a lot of stuff. So that might go into the house just as an outside thing, but the actual main crafting table might have to stay in here. But we are at the end of this episode, because this has taken me longer than I thought it would. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any tips, tricks, or anything like that, please put it down in the comments below. I'd always greatly appreciate it. In between, I'm just gonna look at stuff. I'm gonna make sure that I have the materials to be able to do all of this. This all seems basic stuff, but of course each of these require nether stars and diamonds, so I gotta make sure I have enough of that. And just kind of look ahead a little bit of what any of this even means. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!